The beloved bloat lord.
Oh man,
Oh,
this one's my favorite, bro. I love Grizz, bro. I just want to cuddle him. I just want a hug from Grizz so bad. Like I'm kind of scared of it, but I also just want it.
that would be a good ass hug.
Yeah,
That would be a good ass
yeah.
hug.
And you know that you'd have to do something like very awesome and impressive to earn that hug. Also, like he wouldn't just give it to you.
So much value
So
in that hug.
yeah, it
Yeah,
means a lot. Like it would really mean the world to me.
that's not given lightly, you know.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah. I don't want to like insult my bros because I know a lot of people love the bloat lord, but I feel like I think you guys should just, you know, like eat a good diet. Like
yeah.
bloat
Like the
isn't
guys that
necessarily cool, you know. Your bloat isn't like it's just like an excuse, you know.
like the guys that chose the path of Ripito, and then they're like, I actually don't like this path. Like this is not my path. I messed up. They end up they end up on this path. They realize their
Like,
mistakes.
so
They realize,
they
yeah,
went from 5 by 5 to doing just like unconventional lifts
yeah,
and just said, "Fuck it, there's no turning back now. I've
yeah,
got the massive squat X. I've
yeah,
got to get like the massive. I got to have fucking Jefferson deadlift hamstrings and fucking Zercher barbell shrug traps and that's what something else is fucking you know.
yeah, yeah. And a lot of it, I think, is motivated by the fact that, like the women, like all the women found you unattractive when you took the path of Ripito, and you're like, how do I
Oh,
remedy this? Like, how do I change this? And then you just don't want to admit that like aesthetic guys get chicks, and then also it's like at a certain point maybe you find Christ. And you're like, I don't really need women in my life. I don't need that. Right.
yeah,
So like, it's like the path of Ripito plus like the monk path.
it's
Leads
profound.
to the path of Grizzly. Let's
Well,
hear it.
I've pre-read these, so it's not that bad of a path to choose
It's a
because
decent
your
path.
intentions are because your intentions are purely focused on bloat and just becoming as strong as possible. To choose the path of the grizzly, you will travel to a remote cave in the mountains of Greece where you will meet Kyriakos Grizzly. He will put you through the grueling regime of unconventional lifts and eating at least 20,000 calories per day until you reach a body weight of 200 kilograms. Once this is accomplished, Grizzly will share with you his secrets of ungodly bloat. You will now bloat mog, wrist mog, skull mog, BMI mog, and cholesterol mog everyone you meet, even surpassing Grizzly himself. You will be the strongest man in the world and unbeatable in a fight. Most women will view you as a freak, but you will find at least a 6'10 wife. You will have to deal with the normal medical consequences and shortened lifespan of weighing over 250 kilograms at your peak weight.
So I was wrong. I was wrong about no chicks. So that's where I was going. Like it does remedy the path of Ripito, because then you end up like being that big. See, even I want a hug from Grizz. So yeah,
A lady would want a hug from Grizz.
yeah, yeah, but not
Right.
from Ripito. Not from Ripito. She actually might
No.
accuse him. She probably
Uh,
accused him of sexual harassment or assault, which I think did happen to Ripito. Part of me that's a
yeah.
slander, but I think that did
Yeah.
happen. Like he got me too. So,
Yeah. Well,
because
Like I said earlier, Ripito or the path of Ripito requires you being at the strip club, paying women to hug you. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, Grizz, like we all admire Grizz. Let's be real. So it's like kind of an acceptable. It's an acceptable path. Like I would almost put that path as like number two behind Scooby, like just for like being able to tolerate your existence.
What I think the path of Grizz is for a lot of our guys too is like you don't have the genetics for strongman. So I mean, you're not 6'5" or taller. You know, so this is a way to get as absolutely strong as possible. We know that the bigger and heavier you are, especially with more body fat, more fluid, you're gonna have better leverages. Um, And when you're doing these unconventional lifts, they're not going to require like standard ROM and shit like that. So you can do some crazy weights. You can become as strong as absolutely possible. It is a hard path. I mean, eating the kind of food that requires you to be that big and heavy is brutalizing. So there's
Yeah.
something to be said for it, you know. Um,
Yeah. 310 pound, like 10 kilogram Zercher curls. You know,
yeah,
like,
yeah. What is that, dude?
it's a lot. It's a lot of
That's a
weight.
lot.
You know,
That's a lot.
650 or something like that. That's like that. You get a nice hug from that guy.
You get a nice hug from that guy. The guy's a vibe, man. He's pure of heart. He
Yeah.
seeks after one thing, and it's pure and it's good. I'd like to see you focus more on aesthetics, but hey, I mean, you're attractive because your gravity will pull people towards you. Like
So here's a question,
your
just
literal
for
field of gravity is going to
yeah,
pull people in.
yeah. Here's a question for Chad. It's just a philosophical like potentiality. Let's say if you chose the path of Grizzly, and then you realize like, oh no, like I need to dial this back. I need to change directions, and you sacrificed a child. Would you achieve like? Would you achieve Jeff Seed status from that? I don't do that. Don't really like. This is a pure hypothetical, right?
You become Hafthor Bjornsson.
Yeah, I just want to put that in the mind of chat because it's really to highlight that there's Satan down one road and there's Christ down another road, and the path of Grizz, there's light on that path. So
There is light on the path of Grizz.